Hi, Warriors are 9-2. They're the top of the West. And isn't it funny how everyone is better than Stephen Curry until it's actually time to be better than Stephen Curry? Dubs go 3-1 in the last week, beating Boston and OKC on the road and then Dallas at home. And I'm going to change it up this week because I have to talk about that Dallas game, and then I'll go through the rest with a couple of observations and then awards. I'm just still hot from that Mavs game. Welcome NBA Cup and welcome back Klay Thompson. Klay has 22 points, hits 6 threes, and is sent home by Stephen Curry, going on a personal 12-point run to close out the fourth quarter when he'd been scoreless the rest of the way. And if you're not a Warriors fan, hey, thanks for watching. But do you get it now? Do you understand why Warriors fans are so annoying when Steph always saves the day? It was a 7-point game with 4 minutes to go. The Warriors had missed 7 consecutive shots. The bucket before that, Kyrie had spun past Steph and sent it up top to Daniel Gafford, and the bucket before that was a Klay 3. So a big bucket here from Luka might even end it. But why would you worry when Steph's there? Luka gets the matchup he wants against Steph, backs him down into the middle of the lane and gets stripped. That leads to the Melton 3, and from that point in the game, Daniel Gafford scored 2 points, Quentin Grimes scored 3, and Stephen Curry scored 12. No one else. But I thought that Kyrie was this incredible clutch player who always outplayed Steph in their matchups, and wasn't this supposed to be the best backcourt of all time? Well, I suppose you can add those arguments to all the theoretical playoff series that the 2015 to 2019 Houston Rockets have won by a podcast. And it all started because of Steph's defense. Teams have been matchup hunting Steph all week, and the Warriors have done a really good job pre-switching out of most of them, and even when they get the matchup they want, they don't really want it. They want to match up against the 25-year-old skinny boy version of Steph. This is a man now. He can defend. The next 12 points, you've seen the shots, but it's a two-man punch because Draymond is there every step of the way. The first bucket against Grimes comes out of a low post split run by Draymond, which is the Warriors play, and Klay knows the action so well he almost picks the pass to Curry. No one else is getting the ball at that point anyway, but they go down the other end. Warriors play great defense on Kyrie, great closeout by JK on Klay here, and Draymond gets the charge on Gafford, which is well sold by Draymond, and the call is partly made on his defensive reputation. The man just knows where to put his feet. Down the other end, the Mavs just give up switches onto Luka way too easily. Compare how quickly the Mavs switched Grimes, a great defender, away from Steph, and how the Warriors avoided a switch the previous play when Irving wants Curry. Dubs have 3 guys above the arc, everyone's got room to move, and Curry basically just walks under the screen and Grimes runs away anyway. Anyway, back to the action. Draymond brings Gafford up, and the Mavs are way too slow. Curry shoots basically as soon as Draymond sets the screen. Luka can't fight through it, and Gafford still isn't there. 1-point game down the other end, the ball pressure on Doncic is insane. He finds the guy not being guarded in Gafford, but yes he is. Draymond contests the shot and blocks it with his other hand, and Gafford hits the deck. A repeat of only 7 months ago, and giving us another great Daniel Gafford on the deck moment. Wiggins can't make the 3 to send the crowd into a frenzy, and then Gafford turns the ball over on the next trip because of course he does. Draymond is there. Curry scores again off a drive, rejecting the Draymond screen and accepting the open lane that Luka just gives him. And if this is any other point guard, like maybe someone else that I will talk about in this video, that's another free throw. Skip a few possessions, it's time for the shot. I don't understand the defense by Dallas. They let the Warriors dictate a switch onto Lively so Steph can get him on an island so easily. I don't even get why Lively is on the floor at this point. But it's all night-night and a little extra down court. I can't read lips, so I don't know what Steph said or to whom it was directed. But I just don't understand having a straight line big like Derek Lively or Daniel Gafford in a clutch game against the Warriors. They're going to be dragged up top and humiliated. The Warriors aren't going in the paint. It just gives them a guy that they can use for all their pre-switching. And offensively, neither of those guys can create anything for themselves. Speaking of, Luka couldn't create his own shot on the last possession and missed every shot he took when guarded by Andrew Wiggins in the fourth quarter. Steph better. Big game, big win, highly emotional. That was a lot of words. All right, OKC game, I'll just do this quickly and concede that part of this result was influenced by Chet Holmgren's injury, which is a tragedy. OKC's defense will still be otherworldly, but now they don't have any active players taller than 6'8". Warriors were lucky that Steph righted the ship in the fourth quarter and they were able to get away with a win in this game after giving up a 30-point lead, and OKC were always going to come back, but 7 fourth quarter turnovers did not help. OKC are a great team. I love watching them. They're deep, they're fast and athletic, they defend like madmen. J-Dub is one of my favorites. Their rookie AJ Mitchell is, again, great. Every guy they've drafted in the last few years has been incredible. But the whistle on Shea in this game was a G-up. Shea's in that old James Harden territory where he has become so difficult to guard. The guys can't do much else other than foul. Remember Ricky Rubio guarding Harden from behind so he wouldn't wrap his arms up? But watching that procession is pretty difficult. I don't think he's foul hunting. I know a lot of attention was paid to how many free throws Shea took against the Clippers in the game following this one, but he was getting fouled. Steph closed that game out with 36 points in 36 minutes and a night-night against the best team in the league on their home floor. Steph better. Cleveland game, sometimes there's nothing you can do. They hit 14 of 22 threes in the first half. Ty Jerome, who is very familiar to Warriors fans from his time in the Bay, came in and made a 9-point run by himself. And look, all due respect to Ty, he's a handy player, but he's not enter the game and nail 3 threes kind of guy. Chalk that one up as a dude, what? Cavs deserve all the success they're getting at the moment. They're playing great, and they shot the lights out so much that this game was kind of over after they started 20-2. Well done, Kenny Atkinson. The Boston game, which was another incredible win, I did a separate piece on that, so I'm not trying to make this video much longer, but Buddy Hield made the big shot in that game, but it was Steph that won it. In these 3 wins this week, that's kind of been the theme. The rotation is playing really well, especially defensively, and 2 guys need to get close enough to 20. Steph will get his 30, and when it comes to winning time, just give him the ball. Mind you, that's how they beat 2 finalists from last season and the 1 seed in the West. In games against cellar dwellers, it's up to the rest of the rotation to make sure that Steph doesn't have to score 30. And so far, so good. I've been really happy with the bench units recently. There's kind of 2 different versions of the Warriors bench at the moment. The first, normally at the end of the first quarter, when they get Buddy Hield out there with Steph and play pace and space, and Buddy gets to fly around screens while the defense panics about Steph. Then the other lineup is Kuminga time, when he's allowed to score. 17, 5, and 2 for Kuminga this week, shooting 47% from deep. And they normally go with JK, Looney, and Wiggins. Some B-pods in there who didn't do anything this week, but was untouchable in a Larry Markkinen trade. Bit of Gary Payton, who's just a menace. I love the little big man. He always sparks a mini run when he plays 5 minutes and decides not to let the other team score. All of that chops and changes depending on the matchups. Warriors have 11 different guys averaging more than 15 minutes a game right now, and the best bench scoring this century at 60 points a game. So I'm super happy with how this team is playing, how well they're balanced, how well they're defending the pick and roll, especially in keeping Steph out of direct matchups, which I wanted to break down in this video, but I'll do it next week instead. This is already long enough. And I'm not even going to ask the question about Steve Kerr this week. It remains a resounding no. He's killing it. Weird start of the week, Warriors free throw percentage is 72.5%, one of the worst in the league. Kuminga and Wiggins are kind of both the main culprits. Those guys are poor free throw shooters, but they just need to get some more reps in because they keep getting fouled. Non-step Warrior of the week is Draymond Green. Of course it is. He's the best defender of his generation, and he's not done being the best at it either. Genuine DPOY contender, completely owning that end of the floor. And Warriors favorability index, I might have overreacted last week because I've got to bring some of these guys back down to the mean. I'm bringing Pods, Trace, Lindy, Gary back down to B tier. I'm keeping Buddy S tier because of the Boston shot. Wiggs can stay A tier. He's playing well. Loon for sure A tier. Melton has been pretty good in his last 2 games starting, but I'm not going to overreact to that just yet. All right, another week, another good week. This series, this Warriors season really is going much better than I expected. I love writing these, not like those stupid Broncos ones that I hated writing after they copped embarrassing loss after embarrassing loss. All right, thanks for watching. I'll be back next week. I don't even know what the schedule is coming up. I think it's Memphis and then other games, but I don't know. I'll talk about them when they happen. Bye.